Good afternoon. Thanks for joining Your News Arizona. I'm Jonathan Alexander reporting. Uh, First of all, I'd like to say Happy New Year's to all you guys out there. Appreciate you guys following me for over 2025. And for all you that were sharing my posts this past year, I want to just give a special thanks to each and every one of you guys. Muchly appreciate you. We're going to be covering a lot this year in 2026. Going to be doing a lot of border reports for you guys. We're going to be live on the border quite a bit, um, as well as we're going to be out helping expose a bunch of this corruption going on around the country. Um, I'd like to talk today a little bit about the young gentleman that's been reporting on all the fraud out in Minnesota, um, Nick Shirley, and I'm going to share a little bit with you guys here today. Um, just, you know, Here you have all the fake news out there reporting to you guys, saying, well, we've known about the election fraud out in Minnesota all along. And, here's the question: if they've known about it all along, why is the Trump administration just now suspending all funding, federal funding to these different states until they can prove otherwise that they're using the funds accordingly? You know, Talk about a bunch of BS we get from Fox News, NBC News, ABC News. They're all lying to us. That's exactly what they've done for the last God knows how many years. It's pretty frustrating what we keep witnessing and seeing. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I want to share a little bit today on a bunch of this crap that's been coming out. The power of what social media does today. 23 years old, you go and find out for yourself. You're not waiting on ABC, CNN, CBS, any of these guys. You go ask questions. After asking questions yesterday, I believe was it HHS, Rob, that came out yesterday? If I'm not mistaken, they came out yesterday and they stopped $185 million of funding to Minneapolis because of the video you posted. So watch this, folks. This is a byproduct of what Nick Shirley did on December 26th. Go ahead, Rob. Hello, I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs.
We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF child care payments across America. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
You can stop it right there.
Second,
so the idea is $185 million stop because you independently went out there and created this content, exposed it to everybody, and then allegedly, was it today that CNN came after you, or was it yesterday?
Yeah, today they put a hit piece out on me.
And when did they interview? When did CNN come and interview?
Yesterday.
Yesterday they did.
Yesterday I showed up at Quality Leering Center.
Is this the one?
Yes.
So this is you. You show up. You're in Minnesota yesterday.
Yes.
At the Quality Leering Center. We got to say it correctly. By the way, his sweater he's got on. If you guys want to purchase the sweater, we're going to put the link below as well to the Quality Leering Center. It's becoming a hot commodity. Rob, let's make sure you put the link below as well to support what he's doing here. But here's CNN. It doesn't look like they're happy for you doing their work. When they first came up to you, were they friendly? Were they nice to you? What was the approach that they took?
Yeah, the lady came up to me very friendly, and then she kept asking me these questions. I'm like, ma'am, you're defending fraud. Like, what are you talking about? Like, the issue wasn't what time I showed up to the daycare. The issue is that this building right here is receiving $1.9 million, and it's not even operating. And they're showing face right now while they're literally shuffling in kids while the commissioner of children is saying the daycare was closed last week.
That's pretty wild. Okay, so play this clip, Rob. Go ahead.
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
If you are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds. Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day, later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time with their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside. There should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody to be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a daycare.
It should be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't...
So as you guys notice, these Democrat news medias out there, they're making every excuse in the book for why, when Nick Shirley went to these different locations, why either the doors were locked, nobody was in place, why nobody's answering phones. I mean, these guys have an explanation for every last thing. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to what just came out, but overall, this fraud going on. Supposedly, somebody tried to break in to one of these daycare centers, steal all the records now. That way, they can use that as their defense. Going, all of our records got stolen. We can't provide those for you guys. That's going to be their next excuse. Mock my words. That's what you're going to hear all over these different hearings. That's going to come out of this, and they're going to have an excuse. And they went as far as blaming Nick Shirley for this as well. And talk about a crock of shit. There you have it.
They actually give me information how to enroll a child.
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years.
Sure,
both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation. Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going
So
on
funny. They're defending
for
Trump now.
years.
And I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children. They're receiving millions of dollars. We have heard nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own
Very
analysis.
fair.
Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims. Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN. We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are
She's
a
validating
legitimate
your point.
business. Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside? Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
I call bullshit.
We have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we
You
can.
can pause it
At
right
the
there.
day,
So this is yesterday in Minnesota.
Yeah, yesterday in Minnesota.
Wow. And you went back to Minnesota because you just told me that you're working on a part 2 yourself.
Yeah, because there's a lot more fraud. The
How much
daycares-
more did you find?
Oh, we found a lot more businesses that don't exist. There's millions of dollars. We found a lot more. We found daycares with more $1 million daycares. I mean, there's literally hundreds of.
Yeah, you guys
daycares
got to
with
keep
millions
in
of dollars
mind,
in
this is
Minnesota
where
at
our
this moment.
taxpayer dollars are going.
So
Our
from the first
hard-earned
one,
money
you guys were over
is
$100
being
million
spent
of
for all
fraud,
this,
right?
all
With
this
the
fraud.
second one, now the recent one that you were there yesterday, how much more did you guys find yesterday?
I have to do all the numbers, which I'll do when I do all my editing. But at least another $10 million.
Another $10 million. Okay, so on the other side, while you're doing this, what caused you? And we see this man named David, right? We keep seeing this man named David, who I think yesterday he said, if you want to, I'll put $100,000 for anybody that can prove any of this wrong because this is government document. How did you and David? If Rob, is this the clip where he says that?
Yeah.
You want to play this clip of David?
Don't put any patterns. Anybody want to take me up? You do $100,000 if you can.
$100,000.
Disprove my information.
So give me a passport you have, and I can
If you can
and I
disprove
can
my
give you
information.
100,000.
100,000. Keep going page by page. Keep going. Come on, girl. Just keep your video on it. Okay? And just screenshot it while you're going. Let me know when you got it.
All those people out there defending the fraud, and then he gives them the option.
They're defending the fraud.
Yes.
They're not on your side.
No.
How many of those people are on your side right there?
None of those people you're hearing in the background.
Just you and David and the camera guy.
Just me and Dave. Yeah, I was my cameraman.
So who's recording you there?
That's somebody doing a live stream. That's
From them. That's not even yours. That's that Kadra Abshir that's recording you.
yes.
Got it. So they're recording you, and he's offering $100,000 to go prove if any of these things are wrong.
Yes.
So how did you and David get linked up?
David messaged me on Instagram, and out of the hundreds of DMs I get, I just opened David's, and he had all the proof because I've known about the fraud happening for so long in Minnesota since back in June. I've known about the fraud, but it's hard for me to go out and get all the information because they make it very hard to get the information. Luckily, David had somebody inside the Capitol who's been leaking him all the numbers, leaking him all the information.
Somebody from the Capitol
Yes.
in Minnesota.
Yes. So all the numbers that David has are 100% correct, and also they're on the state. Also, they're from the government, from the state. But
Well, the guy that's leaking the information, I hope he doesn't end up like Tina Peters, where they end up putting him in prison for exposing this corruption going on as well. And, we know what's happened to a Gold Star mom like Tina Peters. And she got to spend Christmas locked up in a federal penitentiary for exposing all the corruption.
he knew the numbers, and I said, okay, I'm coming to Minnesota. Let's do this video. Line out some of the daycares you'd like to go see, because I know about the fraud. I knew that the fraud was happening. I just needed somebody like David to come that's lived it, to be able to really solidify my claims and my ideas about the fraud that's happening. And you saw the video. Everything we said was true.
And this is David explaining the fraud, right, Rob? This
Yeah.
is in front of Minnesota. Go for it.
Massive fraud is going on here in the state of Minnesota, especially in Minneapolis. Explain to me what's going on with the daycares.
So one of the things that I've noticed is there's an exceptional number of child care centers that are set up mostly in Minneapolis, but also in St. Paul. And I said, wow, how many kids are there in the Twin Cities. Some of them are by my office, and I would watch, and I said, well, there aren't any kids there. And I go to another.
You know, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this part either, but Donald Trump now is claiming that California, New York, and I think it's Chicago, he's claiming that those areas are even worse than Minnesota. Well, again, if they've known about all this corruption, why are we not seeing arrests? Same thing out there in Minnesota going on right now. Why are we not seeing mass arrests already? Um, especially when you have a person that works out there that's leaking this information. You know he's got names. He's got all. Excuse me, guys. He's got names. He's got all the evidence in the world for this corruption going on. You know why? Again, are we not seeing arrest? Um, you know, again, it makes me truly feel like somebody has control over the Republicans as well, and that is why we're not seeing these mass arrests. And just my opinion. That's my speculation.
And there aren't any kids there, and I'd see just some guys, some Somali guys outside smoking cigarettes. So I stopped at one of them, and I said, hey, I'm just wondering, I've got a grandson who's looking for childcare, and I wonder if this might be a good facility. And they said, no, we're all full. And they had the door open, and I looked, and there were no kids. There was like a couch and a table with a couple chairs. And I said, well, are the kids out back playing, or what kind of place is this? And the guy said, you go. And he almost pushed me out the door, and then he followed me down the street to my car. And that's when I said, wait a minute, there's something going on here. And that's got to be maybe 5 years ago. This fraud is so massive. When the dust settles on this, it's going to be found to be the largest fraud in the history of the country and probably the world. It's that big.
You can pause
The ones that I...
Is that true? That genetics is that's genetics right there? Is that mom?
Yes, it's my
Good.
mom.
So now, good for you. You got great genes. You know, she's very comfortable doing this as well. Very cool. So the largest.
Yeah,
fraud
Nick Shirley's mom's right there
in
beside
America
him,
on what he's talking
almost
about. I hope
on
we get
every
to the bottom of this.
reporting
So
he
you
is
and
doing
David get
out
linked
there.
up, and then you
And
just said,
kudos
"Why don't
to
we
his
just go
mother.
interview?" That's kind of how it started.
Yeah, I thought when we go, like we'll walk to these daycares, we'll talk to them. But the first daycare we go to, all the windows are blacked out, and I try to open the door and nobody answered. I ring the doorbell, nobody answered. In that daycare, they had 2 daycares running out of that same building.
What kind of a daycare has a house doorbell?
And they had two different contracts of more than $1 million for these daycares. And I was very shocked to see that the response from the public after that was, oh, why is he going and knocking on these doors? Because millions of dollars are going there. We have a responsibility to know where our dollars are going. But it just went to show that the fraud is insane. And then the people are saying, well, that daycare is closed. Well, how come there's a sign that says it's open?
So how many of you guys support what Nick Shirley's doing? I mean, I have to agree with him. We deserve to know where our taxpayer dollars are going. And we're talking billions, not millions, but billions of dollars in this fraud to these daycare centers, to God knows what else for these illegals. How housing being provided, free medical being provided, the whole 9 yards. As us American people are having to face the struggles of everyday life, um, I've talked to a lot of retired people that are just struggling month to month, and they're having to choose between, do I get medication or do I eat? But yet these Somalians, they're getting billions of dollars that they're stealing from the American people. We have not seen mass arrest. You got officials that's right behind this crap out there in Minnesota, and you know Tim Walz knows. And if anybody that believes Tim Walz is an innocent victim here, yeah, you definitely had a big rock fall out of the sky and smack you upside the head. Because I'll tell you what, the evidence is here, folks. Just like all the fraud out there in California with all the election ballots and all that crap, they had all the semi-loads. We've just got to covering this in a couple last broadcasts. These loads of semis plumb full of election ballots from all around the country that finally showed up to where, a whistleblower told them where they were at. They've got all the evidence in the world now supporting the 2020 election fraud, where we've had like YouTube, Facebook, people like that say us broadcasters are giving fake news. YouTube would actually threaten to ban us for broadcasting this. When all the evidence has been there all along, but now that it's really coming out, and I'm broadcasting today live on YouTube as well, and I'll probably get a strike for this, but whatever, YouTube. The fact is, we don't report fake news. I'm a news reporter, YouTube, so I have the right to broadcast. And if you try to suspend my account over these kind of broadcasts, trust me, you're going to hear from my attorney. We're just getting the truth out to America.
Days a week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
So the one that the CNN reporter claimed that you came after business hours, that you said you came at 11 to 5 o'clock. They have a sign that says they're open Monday through Sunday.
That one right there, the first part in the video.
Open 7 days a week. What is it? Zoom in a little bit, Rob.
I can't because it's a video, but it says open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
It says that right on the sign.
Right there. Right underneath the phone number.
This is the Mako, what is it called? Mako Child Care Center?
Yeah.
Is that another misspelled Mako, or is that really the name?
I don't know, but what's funny about that is there's actually 2 childcare companies inside that same building, but they're not showing the second one. And so they have 2 childcare businesses operating that same
within
room.
The same place.
Yes.
And how much money are they getting?
This one together over the past few years, they have it right there. But combined, they received over $5 million.
Stop it.
Just that one building alone.
And so what is the business model? Somebody just stays there all day, no kids, and they just take the cash?
Yeah, that's why all the windows are all boarded up, or why they're all blacked out.
Now, let me ask you, Nick. There was a video from 2019. Is it 2019, 2020? You know the video where parents would come, drop off the kids, and then take the kids out a minute later, not even drop them off. Come in, register, then they leave. You know which video I'm talking about, Rob? Yeah. And allegedly, they were getting paid. That's the one right there. What year is that video from?
It says 2015, March 31st of 2015.
This is from 15.
Yes.
That they've been doing this. So this is a surveillance. Maybe you can narrate to the audience what's going on here.
Yeah, so basically what they're doing inside these daycares, I don't doubt that there's 1 or 2 or a few children inside these daycares. It'd be very stupid to be receiving millions of dollars and not bring at least a few kids to daycare every day, right? But what they're doing here is they're bringing in children, and then they're then just leaving after a few minutes of being inside the daycare. And I don't know if this is the same video where it shows the guy giving the cash to the ladies working.
Do you have the audio on there? So there is one that says they're showing that.
Oh, there it is.
That same case,
He's handing
shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going? I don't know exactly where it went, but it.
Order for the scheme to work, the daycare center.
You got to be kidding me. So I'll come in, I register my kids, you're able to write them off to make money off. You send that to the Minnesota government. Hey, I have this many kids. Then they get paid. Then they come and give a kickback to the parents.
Yes.
So the problem with this is these parents are no longer going to get payments, and someone's going to call somebody out. And this has been happening for over a decade. It's not like this is a new thing that's happening. How many whistleblowers have been emailing you, DMing you, texting you, getting a hold of you? How many more whistleblowers have gotten a hold of you and David?
Yeah, so many people have been reaching out. It's been almost like overwhelming to go through all the messages. But the people in Minnesota are so fed up with this fraud because now finally somebody's actually getting it out to the national level, because local journalists have been talking about it for years, but they've never been able to.
Again, Nick Sher, this has been, they just said it. This has been going on for over since 2015 that they know of. I mean, we're in 2026, going on 11 years. And supposedly the state of Minnesota has people that monitors these daycares, that's supposed to regulate it, the whole 9 yards, making sure that they're a legitimate business. And you want to sit there and tell me the state of Minnesota didn't see all the illegal activity going on? When they supposedly did their visits like they claim they did. I mean, you got blackened out windows at the daycares where nobody answers the door, won't even let you in, the whole 9 yards. But yet they've got every excuse in the book and now they're blaming Nick Shirley for being just an extremist, the whole 9 yards, including CNN. This is just the kind of crap that we're facing every day. And again, we are not seeing arrests. I have not seen any politician being held accountable. Any person such as Tim Walz being accountable. Donald Trump yesterday said he is definitely going after Tim Walz. Well, let's see what really happens. Is it lip service, or are we going to see Donald Trump actually hang the guy? I pray to God our president does. Again, the American people, we're frustrated. We're tired of the corruption. And it's time for the lip service to stop and to see action. I mean, we're already a year into our president's term. I want to see action. And, you know,
to get it out to a national level like I was able to do. And so just the millions of dollars. And if you talk about why they're just giving them cash, it's because the money they receive is tax exempt, so you can't fund them.
Mm-hmm.
And then these women that are working inside these daycares,
Mm-hmm.
they're not. My assumption is that they're not actually on payroll, and that's why 81% of the Somali population is on welfare inside the state of Minnesota, is because they don't actually receive a W-2 or 1099, whatever it would be, to claim that they're actually receiving an income. Because if you're running a daycare of $1 million, you should be able to pay your person a salary of at least $50,000. You know what I mean?
But none of that is documented.
No, not that I know of. Because it doesn't make sense why there's so many people on welfare if they're making millions of dollars.
If you have any questions and you want to support the work, because you have to realize, Nick, you're not part of CBS.
No.
You're not ABC. You're not CNN. You're not Fox. You're not part of anybody. You're an independent journalist. I got to ask you a question. Who do you work for? Myself. Yeah, who pays you? Myself. You make money off YouTube, don't you? Yeah, that's how I make my money. I make my money off my YouTube channel. This is what I've been doing for many years. But if some of you guys are watching this and you want to support him, either go buy this sweater that he has here, or number two, connect him if you have any other questions or things that you're working on. If you want to be in contact with him, you have other information that's coming in. Imagine he's getting tens of thousands of emails and DMs right now. He can't get through everybody. But if you have something that you want to do with him, have a conversation with him, he's officially on Connect as well. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.
And then I want to share with you guys this other here. So this is the new cartel threats here that's been coming out as well. So let's get to a little bit of the border news.
"24 hours a day, Customs and Border Protection officers are on the lookout for hidden narcotics. Tonight in Laredo, a trailer carrying rolls of trash bags has been referred for inspection due to inconsistencies in the truck's crossing history.
Ready?
The load contains 34 pallets of boxes, so a mobile X-ray machine is brought in to speed up the search. Officers have made big busts before finding hidden narcotics with this method of concealment. The first few boxes are clean.
When you see something, right? Yeah.
But the X-ray shows that something is hidden inside the next box.
Over here, right, Adrian? Take one of those right there. That one right there. There it is. Yeah, this one's loaded. You can see the packages here. Bam!
Hola, buenas tardes.
Selected for a random inspection. Keep checking, because there's going to be a lot more. There's a lot of drug violence going on. There we go. Jackpot. Just be calm, okay?
We don't know what's going to happen.
Stand back. Let's go!
Mexican nightlife attracts young people from the U.S. with its offer of cheap liquor and relaxed drinking laws. Since the start of the pandemic, there has been a surge in bootleg liquor production that has led to over 100 deaths in Mexico.
Does she need any medical attention?
Sorry, guys, I don't think
Tonight
this is the
in
one.
Progresso.
I don't believe that's the one I was wanting to cover. I was wanting to cover where right now the cartel is recruiting Americans right now to work with them for drug trafficking, for gun trafficking. And right now they have been trying to recruit Americans over on the Mexico side. Like when you go into Algodones, Mexico, different areas, the cartel is actually approaching Americans with large amounts of money, trying to recruit them to be help them with the human smuggling and the smuggling of guns as well. And and that is obviously the wrong one for me to share with you guys. I'll locate it later. But just wanted to bring that to your attention as well. So those of you guys still crossing over into Mexico, you need to watch your asses over there, and especially from the Sinaloa cartel. They are definitely approaching Americans over there on the Mexico side, and it's just going to continue to progress. So again, the war's here on American soil already. We've got over 30 million illegals that's entered through our homeland, including all the Somalians that hate America. That good old Tim Walz is wanting to support them all and to help fund their illegal activities. I mean, when you're getting $9-10 billion worth of aid from Tim Walz and his government out there in Minnesota, imagine the amount of guns and everything else that money's buying for these Somalians. Trust me, it's not all going back to the Somalian families. This is going to the different cartels and everybody else. Just follow the money market, guys. Just follow the money. And I know Tim Walz is involved in this corruption as well. I can guarantee you that. There's no way the state of Minnesota did not know this was going on right beneath their nose. I mean, come on. But either way, so we're going to start covering a lot of the stuff on our borders. We're going to be exposing a lot. Got several people coming on this border trip with me coming up here this month, and we're going to get a lot of news out to you guys. And I hope you guys will like, follow, and share my broadcasts, especially the ones we're going to be doing down on the border, because I want that out to all of America. I've said it like a broken record. I'm fed up with like Fox News and all these fake news outlets acting like our borders are secure. And when I'm down broadcasting, you're going to see our borders aren't secure. So again, please just follow us and share our broadcast and get it out there to everybody. Other than that, I did want to wish you guys all Happy New Year today. Wasn't planning on doing this broadcast, but it is New Year's, so Happy New Year's, family. God bless all you patriots out there. Hope you guys will continue to follow our broadcast in 2026 here. Want to make sure I don't have any comments to answer. Let's see, Barbara. Thank you for letting us know more. You're welcome, Barbara. Thank you. Thanks for being on here. But we just got so much stuff that we're wanting to get out there, and it takes all of us to do this. And so it's all about getting the truth out to you guys. That's what we want. And as far as Nick Shirley, I'm very proud of that young man for putting his life in harm's way to bring the news to all of us as well. And my fear for Nick Shirley is I pray to God he doesn't end up like Charlie Kirk, because he is becoming a target. And I think it's a matter of time, just a matter of time before someone's going to try to put a hit on him. That's my opinion. But, again, they want people like Nick Shirley, myself, Charlie Kirk, that they want us silenced. And as we see, they're willing to even kill if they don't like what you're getting out there to America. So, and for all you independent reporters out there and people, just stay alert. And definitely watch your asses this year in 2026, because I got a feeling things are just going to continue to intensify. So you guys all be safe. God bless you guys. Enjoy your New Year's Day. Appreciate those of you that tuned into this broadcast today. And we'll be live again on Monday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific. Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Hope you guys can tune in. And other than that, God bless all you guys. Thanks for